Hello children, welcome for today's biology class. So today we are going to continue the chapter natural resources. The topics going to be covered are water pollution, soil pollution and soil erosion. So now let us go inside the chapter. You call water as a wonder liquid. So why? So because large area of your surface is covered with water. Water is found inside the earth in the form of underground water. In the atmosphere is water vapor. And the water in the seas and oceans are saline. And you can see fresh water, salt free water you can see in rivers, lakes, ponds. And ice and snow we can observe in polar regions, mountains, in cold regions. So water is needed by living organisms because all life processes and cellular activities they need water. So all living organisms they need water to survive. Without water living organisms cannot live at all. So the amount of water and other factors like temperature, nature of soil it decides the diversity of species. Means water along with temperature and soil it decides the diversity of species and number of individuals of each species in an area. So that's why when you observe we have to observe when the diversity of species is more in a particular place, so then all this favorable conditions should be there. The water, amount of water, temperature and the soil it has to be good. So then only you will get so the diversity of species in a particular area. So next let us study regarding water pollution. The increase in the content of harmful substances in water, you call that as water pollution. So how does it increase? That is due to human activities. So by means of addition of harmful substances like fertilizers, pesticides from farms, sewage from towns, cities and factories, and harmful chemicals from factories and disease causing microorganisms. So all together it causes water pollution. Actually all these things are only man made. Fertilizers and pesticides why do we use? To increase the fertility of the crops. And the sewage, because of our living only we are producing the sewage from the cities and factories. And harmful substances from industries, once again it is established by us. Okay, so these all are reducing the amount of oxygen dissolved, then automatically it changes the temperature also and the organism present also will be reduced. Next let us study regarding the formation of soil. So soil is mainly formed by breaking down of rocks on the surface of the earth by physical, chemical and biological process. So here the sun heats up the rocks during daytime and because of that the rocks expand and at night the rocks they cool and contracts. So this causes the rocks to crack. First contraction and relaxation. So nighttime contraction and daytime expansion. So because of that the rocks they crack and breaks into small particles. And water it enters in between the cracks of the rocks. When the water freezes it expands and it causes the cracks in the rocks to widen and it break into small pieces. And the flowing water, what does it do? It takes this rock particles and they roll. So when they roll, then it breaks those rock particles into smaller and smaller particles. Same way, the strong winds also break the rock into smaller particles while it is carrying the bigger rocks from one place to another place. Then the roots of large trees, when they grow in the cracks, and once again it breaks the rock into smaller pieces. And the lichens, that is when it grows on rocks it produces some substances and it causes the rock surface to powder and it becomes soil. So like that these are the different factors, they are helpful in the formation of soil. Okay, physical, chemical and biological process. These all are coming under physical and chemical and this is biological process. Now let us study regarding the composition of soil. The soil is a mixture of rock particles, decayed organisms called humus, living organisms, minerals, air and water. The amount of minerals, humus, air and water are the factors which decides the biodiversity that is living organisms in that particular area. Okay, so this all has to be in desired amount, then only it will increase the biodiversity. Soil pollution. So when you different type of harmful substances it gets added in the soil, it affects the fertility of the soil and kill the organisms. Because of that, the species, number of species present in that area will be reduced. And how does it get addition of oil in this harmful substances? Once again, it is by means of man only, human being. Okay, so that's why we have to maintain the sustainable development. The usage of the chemicals ought to be reduced, then only we can conserve the nature. The soil pollution is caused by excessive use of fertilizer called excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides. So why do we use fertilizer and pesticides? To increase the yield of crops we are using, to get more yield, but in turn it causes the soil pollution and it kills the organisms like earthworms and bacteria, and it makes the soil, and the soil will be less in humus. Why it becomes less in humus? Because the earthworm and the bacteria, they are helpful in the soil, makes the soil to rich in humus. When these organisms are killed, then the soil will become less in humus. So that's why we have to protect these organisms by reducing the use of these fertilizers and pesticides. Then only the soil will be rich in humus. Then that will promote the diverse organisms in the soil. The removal of useful components and addition of other harmful substances. So once again it reduces the fertility of the soil and it causes the soil pollution. Okay, so we studied regarding soil formation of soil and regarding soil pollution. So now let us study regarding soil erosion. The carrying away of soil from one place to other by flowing water and wind, you call that as soil erosion. Large scale deforestation also causes soil erosion. So these are the reasons for soil erosion. So the soil erosion can be reduced or prevented. How can you do? By means of increasing the vegetative cover on the ground, because the plants, when they grow, the roots, they hold the soil particles. It won't allow by means of wind or water, it cannot be carried away. So by increasing the vegetative cover, you can reduce the soil erosion. And afforestation and growing up of forests again, and without cutting off trees in the forests, and the construction of bunds and terraces, dams. Now by means of this we can reduce the soil erosion, or it can be prevented by means of these methods. So this tells regarding reasons for soil erosion, and this one it tells regarding prevention of soil erosion. Now let us see one activity. So how the flow of water, it can increase the soil erosion. Take 2 trays of same size and fill them with soil. We can plant any of the seeds, mustard or green gram, any of them in one of the trays, and water both the trays. And in few days, so the first tray where we have planted the seeds, so they will show plant growth. It will be covered by plants. Then tilt both the trays at the same angle. Then later you pour equal amount of water gently on both the trays. More soil is carried out of the tray where it does not have any plant growth, where we have not grown. So the B tray, we didn't grow any plants. So there the more soil will be carried. And the tray, the first tray, so where we have grown this mustard seeds or green gram, whatever seeds you planted, which is showing the vegetation. So there won't be washing out of soil. So here from this activity we can conclude the vegetative cover, it reduces the soil erosion. Okay, this is the bunds by means of that reducing soil erosion. So here can you see, by growing more vegetative cover, we can reduce the soil erosion. Okay children, so today we are concluding up to this. We'll meet in the next class.